All right. Hello and welcome, everybody. Welcome back to another Wednesday night paint and chat. I hope you guys are all doing well. Don't fret too much about the title. I don't know what I did, but last night at some point, I took my contacts out and it was just feeling really scratchy on my left eye. It's been hurting all day, and now there's some lines. So my eye's just been bugging me all day, which isn't super conducive to painting. But I'm gonna try anyway. And can't be much slower than I already am, right? So yeah, I've got my Tempestus Scions here. I figured those would be, they're supposed to look different from my normal Catachans, so it's sort of safe. I can say there's this proper separation. So I hope you guys are all doing well. I'll try not to mess with my eye too much. It is irritating me, but honestly, it's just, I really still wanted to hang out with you guys and have this weekly centering that I've come to rely on. So yeah, it's been a weird week. But let's say hi to the folks in the chat here. Samuel, I'm glad to have you here. Oh my gosh, my middle mouse wheel is the worst. So yeah, sorry, I didn't want to put a freaking out title. I just didn't know what else to think. And it was already messing with me because it obviously started a little bit late. I look at my clock on the computer and it's 7:29. All right, I've got a minute. Let me go grab a glass of water. I get back and 7:29. Oh, that's the day. So I'm doing real well today. Mac Attack, good to have you. John Tacox, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Todd, what's good painting people? What's good in life? I posted the best image on Twitter today of Conan talking about what's good in gaming. And it was to get together with your friends, to not have rules lawyers, and to just have a good time. I miss those days. I really do. Let's see, Jen, MJ, hopefully. I hope you guys are doing well. Jen, I know you sent me a message. I've been a little occupied, but I will respond. Someone's missing here. Where's Paul? Oh yeah, where is Paul? I wonder if he's awake. Poor guy had a rough night. He's been taking care of his pets while folks are out of town, and I think they've been giving him a run for his money. I'll ask him. In the meantime, you guys just have to monitor yourselves. I have trust in this. No injuries allowed. I wish. I agree. It was I've lived the most boring life since March. I haven't gone and done anything. What happens? Eye scratch from, I'm guessing, some sort of debris caught in my contact lens. I didn't sleep with it in. I got it out, but it still bugs, and I can't reach it, and I want to just... So, self-control tonight. When it's 3 a.m. and you have a sudden need for goose pate. Oh, okay. Never trusted contacts. Glasses are fine, but I hate not having peripheral vision. And it just, I am more clumsy in glasses, so honestly, I just need to go get, proper laser surgery or lens replacement surgery or whatever the surgery is that makes all those problems go away for 10 years. That's great. Injured eyes definitely increases the difficulty factor. I know. Tempestus Rock. Yeah, and you can see they are far from done. We've got a little bit of base coating done. Kind of, sort of started there. Siobhan. Hey, Miranda. I found an Undertaker action figure at Walmart yesterday and picked it up. By the way, he threw Mankind off the Hell in the Cell into the Spanish announcer table back in 1998. An episode I still kind of think I may have seen at that time. But I appreciate you kind of changing up your material there a bit. Muro 128 drops helps lower inflammation. And I wonder if that's what's going on. Hey, Alfonso, good to see ya. See, we appreciate it. In fact, this may be my last visit for the year. Work's starting back up, so it's going to be busy. Oh, I understand, but thanks for being here. Ty. My right wrist has been in a cast for 8 days. Oh, man. Okay, that's definitely harder to paint with. Joe, painting more Riot Quest. Welcome, Thomas. Welcome. More veggies. Good to see you, man. And yes, we are very busy women. Let's see, painting up sisters with the Indomitus box while I watch this. Hey, Kenneth. Oh, good, you got the Indomitus box. Are there a few people in the chat who have that? I know my friend Slow she's gonna have to wait 2 weeks before she can really get to it, but there's a lot of minis. What is it, 61? Are you gonna paint the whole box? We've been on good behavior. I know, you guys have been great. What would Paul do? I've scratched my eyes a few times. It's not. Missed a light switch and hit the door frame. Oof, as my friends would say. Let's see. Hey, are those Karskins, Stormtroopers? Tempestus Scions. Hopefully there's enough light for this. Oh, I don't know. I kind of like the darker looks. You'll see the paint a little easier. I lowered the exposure on the camera so it wasn't quite so glowing on everything. Adeptus Ridiculous, welcome. It's amazing how easy it is to injure oneself on tasks like that. Yup. Gear lad. Sorry to hear about your eyes. I stopped wearing contact lenses more than 10 years ago. Do you just do glasses or did you actually get like a surgery? Reminding me I need to get replacement glasses. Broke. Ooh, don't have any more contacts and have been wearing those for over a month. Yeah, probably good to get around to that when you can. Oh, Mac Attack, telling everybody to hit that like button. If you would, I certainly appreciate it. You know, weep from my eye by hitting the like button. Hopefully it doesn't weep on its own during this. As long as I'm not moving my eye around too much, it doesn't seem to hurt as much. I don't know. And it's not painful, it's just irritated. So, got my Indominus box. Yay! And awesome, Jay and Scott. Shale, no painting for me tonight. We moved the big stuff and the cats last night. I am beat. I still have to move a few more things tonight. But you got the bulk of it all moved in, right? That was the, like, it's all moved from to. It's just the unpacking part, other than a few more things, but. All right, well, it sounds like you've had your work cut out for you. Definitely take a break, get some rest. Indominus is going to be part of Blood for the Blood Drive next month. Oh, that's awesome, more budgies. Siobhan, I'm currently painting my 3rd squad of Blade Guard vets for the new 40k set. Kenneth, I don't wear contacts anymore because I cut my cornea once. Glasses all the way for me. Oh my gosh. Well, that sounds terrifying. I really hope that's not what happened. I'm not going to think about that. Let's see, Andrew, I got a box and our Warhammer had like 5 extra on Sunday. Manager lifted the 1 box only curfew and I didn't get a second. Might try tomorrow. Very cool. Wow. I'm going to paint 122 minis. Goodness. So glad I don't need glasses or contacts yet, except for when I'm painting. Well, very happy for you, Jeff. No, it's good. That's just completely genetic, unfortunately. Humans didn't evolve to have, like, sharp vision forever. Let's see. GW Xenos? Purple and Averland Sunset Yellow on my Blood Bowl Elfheim Elves is like a double whammy for paint problems. Xerios is streaky and yellow is hard to get coverage. Do you airbrush, Dave? I hear because with something like a really light color or something like a yellow, I would hope that the airbrush can maybe get you better coverage. I have to admit the times I scratched my eye was doing something pretty cool, but I had to pay for the cool for about 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be in glasses for the next while. Oh wow, I tune in, people are talking glasses problems. I sat on mine 5 months ago and I've been wearing prescription sunglasses at night since. Oh wow. Let's see, Jeff, wish I could, but I've gotten my hands on... Kinda wish I could have gotten my hands on Indominus, but oh well. Instead I'm sitting here having to lose an argument with my 3D printer. Ooh, what kind of printer you got? I've got the Creality S10 working away downstairs, printing tow terrain. Never know what's going on in this house. Let's see. Jen, you make me want to paint my sister battles, but I'm working too. Yes. She found I sanded down all the shields on the Blade Guard vets and put waifus on them. Oh my gosh. Your armies are so beautiful and so strange. But definitely appreciate the craftsmanship. Okay, Jeff. I do know a store that has 4 boxes left. At least I did yesterday. I don't know if any place in town still does. I mean, if you can get a hold of it, it's a really good deal for that number of miniatures, plus the rule book, which I think separately is $40. By the way, have any of you guys downloaded the 40K app? Because I did download it, which just sends you to like a Google Drive readout of the rules, which is like, I want to say 27 pages. So I haven't gotten through it all yet, but that's literally the extent. I signed in and have my free account, and I'm poking at that. So I'll see about maybe doing the subscription, but I actually need to clarify whether or not I still have to buy codexes separate of that. Just Jan, if someone needs a box, I can get their contact info. Well, there you go in the chat. Jan Scout's got a hookup if you're looking for Indomitus. Indomitus. There we go. Wow. Jeff, Ender 3 Pro. Ever since I installed an aluminum extruder gear setup, it keeps failing the prints. So I know on ours we've got the aluminum upgrade, like to feed the filament. So I wonder what it's doing, if it's having an issue. Like, when you say failing, is it just stopping it? Is it not feeding anything? Because there could be like a pressurization issue of it pushing through the filament faster than it's heating, maybe. There's a lot of videos out on that kind of stuff, but I don't know if the Ender 3 has specific, like, known issues like that. And I mean, you've probably already looked all this up anyway, but I was just excited because I have a 3D printer too, really. The depth is ridiculous. Maybe I might get the Indomitus starter set, but I may think on the fence about it because they're now coming out with smaller starter sets with terrains and biker rough riders. Oh, the bikers. I'm going to give this stream your full attention. Oh, thanks, Nick. Let's see, I can wear sunglasses at night, so I can. Fair enough. Printing what terrain? Tau terrain. So it's overall for Valhalla stuff. So it's in the works. If anyone knows where I can buy 3D print files for orc round junkyard bases, I will give them a hearty handshake. Well, honestly, you might look at Thingiverse if you haven't already explored that. Valerian, hey, how you doing? Sorry I'm late. Rocking out the Scions too. The Scions. Yes, I'm finally rocking out. Yes, I legitimately got these with my Kill Team box set when I went to Nova 2 years ago. And this is exactly the amount of paint they have on them. And then, since I'm super attentive, I bought my Thunderhawk Blue because I was like, yes, this is a beautiful color. I super want it. And then it's a dry paint, so it's a little dry. Oops. Just throw some water in it. It'll be fine. Hey, Brayden, how you doing, man? We are going to get those bindings tomorrow. Okay, chat, I need you guys to do me a favor. And I know this is about World of Warcraft, and you may not care. But Brayden is a friend of mine. He's our main tank in the guild that I play in on World of Warcraft. And there's this legendary item that has been total garbage about dropping. It has been the worst. We have raided since October, and it has not dropped. There's 2 halves of these set up for an epic item for Thunder Fury, the Blessed Windseeker, I think. I don't remember. I've never had it. But we need him to have it. And so he's got 1 set of bindings, and tomorrow we're raiding. So I need all of your good energy to help tell that stupid raid boss to drop his bindings and to stop being so stingy. So if you can do that, super appreciate it. Just put the energy out there, and then we can move on with our lives. But we're trying basically everything at this point, and we all really want him to have this. So that's for you, Brayden. Whoa, I'm losing track of the chat now. Let's see. You do have to buy the codices separate. It's a pretty raw deal, honestly. When Battlescribe, it's free and works really well. It does, and you know with that proprietary software being out, they're totally going to go after Battlescribe. Like, I don't see a way around that, unfortunately. Prince leaves bed adhesion partway through and then just turns into goop. Oh! That might be a completely unrelated issue. What are you using for bed adhesion? Like, we use hairspray, and it works brilliantly. But we're also in a super dry environment, so I don't know if you have to be careful or different in a more humid environment. Me and GW sales guys released Space Marine codices at the end of 8th edition and then released Space codices at the start of 9th. God. You know, as far as I can tell, GW can do whatever they want, man. Like, the stuff we put up with, it's crazy. Get Indomitus if you can. 2 1,000-point armies for $200 is a pretty good deal. True fact. Lurian, Corey Hart sunglasses at night. Andrew Fairbanks is a man of fine taste. Okay. So you're 3D printing Tau trains. Just kidding. Oh my gosh. I painted a cupcake Space Marine because Chris Ballard challenged me last Saturday. I just sent a picture to Twitter. I'm opening it right now. Oh, I closed Twitter. Keep thinking, I don't want to hear notifications while I'm like hanging out with my friends online. And then they're like, I Twittered you something. I'm like, let me get on right now. Let's see. Notify me of the notification. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Let's see, do you care if I share this on the stream? Because unless you say no, I'm gonna do it. Let's see here. Alive for this day in history. In our year of the apocalypse. Paint medium. The tech priests have been very reticent in sharing the proper oils and unguents, so I haven't been able to. Fair enough. What are you painting? Well, I'm working on maybe getting around to possibly working on some Tempestus Scions. Got them. Raid former Prot Paladin. Aw, that's sweet. I'm Arms Warrior right now, which, isn't really the fantastic raid spec, but I have a lot of fun with it. And they let me play the way I want, so I can't complain. Use the pet parent voice for the raid. Drop it. Oh, we've done every little weird ritual you can think of. It's pretty absurd, so we're trying, and so hopefully maybe tomorrow will finally be the day. Maybe. Let me see here. So Sam, typing would be helpful. Samuel, I swear I will probably start painting. But like I said, my eyeball hurts, so I'm stalling. Let's see here. This PC, that full drive. Oh my gosh, I need to clean off my computer. We'll get around to it. Just needs to make it through the Space Hulk game. 29. There we go. Okay, so I want to share this with you. Oh my gosh. I need to make it smaller because it's too big. So I hope you don't mind. Sam, okay, yes. This is his cupcake terrain thingy. It's brilliant. I love it. Nice work on the fire. I love the little candy stripe going on. Did you freehand a cupcake? That's amazing. Positive energy sent for rating. Wow, thank you, Adam. I really, really appreciate that. Hard time now seeing guilds of 2 Thunder Furies hurts my soul. Dude, they're giving them to hunters. Doesn't even make sense. So yes, we will get there, okay? We will. Aw, I love all the good vibes in here. Thank you guys. Anyway, amazing pro cupcake Marine. It's pretty brilliant, so thanks for sharing that, Sam. Arms Warrior, those are fun. I stopped playing back before Mists released. I started a new job back then and worked crazy hours. Dude, when I was originally taking and playing the game during vanilla WoW, was that 2005? Like, I was working 2 jobs, and I was the main tank of my guild for a while, and then continued to go on to another raiding guild. And then I got super, super burned out because it just felt like another job that I didn't get paid for, and that I would get shit for. Sorry. If I got crap for not, like, farming more materials and being on enough. So, this is me sort of enjoying, like, idealism with, you know, recreating the game. It's like when you go to a Ren fair. It's like no one really wants to live in the medieval era because it's kind of gross. But you like the idea of the medieval era. And so I get to enjoy WoW that way, basically. So, oh man, I'm getting behind on the chat. I apologize. Just switched over from Aquanet hairspray to Bedweld. Very impressed with how well it works. No kidding. I think we might have Aquanet downstairs, actually, because it was funny. Let's see. Everybody have a tremendous shed loads of stuff posted. Yes, you do. But you have really beautiful work, so it's totally fun to poke through. Tonight, my project is writing test for a possible job. It's a writing test. Okay, if I finish that before the stream end, I may have Skeleton Horseman for Rune Wars. Oh, Harry, congratulations on your Indomitus pickup. Let's see, nice. I just ordered a box this week for my kill team, painting them as CRG from Gears of War. Never played that game. Let's see. Oh, Arms Warriors are so fun. The sprinkles were a great touch. I know, it was a great cupcake. So I hope Chris Fellow commented, and I'm sure he super thought that was awesome. Cupcakes on both shoulder pads and knee pads too. Sprinkles on the helmet. So I'm gonna pull it up again. See if I can zoom in a bit on this. Wow. That is fantastic. Good job. I love it. See, that's so creative and fun, and I don't know, how long did it take you? Let's see, JS under my name, okay. Main tank is a 3rd job. Well, our guild wasn't that great, but yes, it did take a lot of time. My guild now is great, but I'm talking about early vanilla days when I was main tank. Yeah, that we had a rough go of it. It's your anachronistic WoW experience. Thank you, Lorebinder. Exactly. So I'm just sort of getting to, you know, enjoy the Ren Fair with modern amenities like running water and toilets. You know, it's basically why I never got into raiding. I was filthy casual all the way. Oh man, honestly, after WoW Classic, once Burning Crusade hit, like, I wasn't really in a guild anymore after that. Like, it kind of was, but not in any active guild. It was just, like, a couple of friends and all of us just having a guild so that we wouldn't get spammed with invites for guild, and just enjoying the game on a very solo level. But honestly, I really lost a lot of the passion for it after that. Like, your friends and the company and stuff are really what make that game delightful. Medieval era with better hygiene. Exactly, Thomas. You know what's up. I really enjoyed tanking. My old guilds used to think I was crazy. I used to off-tank for a couple of guilds. Tanking has always been fun, you know? It's the one of the 3 major things, you know? You're the DPS, the healer, or the tank, and, like, at least in current WoW, as I understand it, there's constantly a tank shortage. And I think it's kind of a weird setup now if you play retail, which I haven't touched in months. But yeah, tanking is fun. There's a certain active engagement to protecting your friends, which I think I like. And I was always garbage at healing, so I had to pick one of the 2 skills, really, because everybody can DPS at some level, even if it's, you know, some people are better at it than others. So, giving up on the printer for the night, going to work on some 15mm fantasy duders for sellswords and spellslingers. Sounds fun. Shale, my cats are still figuring out their new environment. Grim is growling, including while he's eating, making the growl. I know exactly the noise. The Reaper is being uncharacteristically affectionate. Those are fun names. My cats have, I don't know what it is about me, but anytime I've moved, I've been like, here, cat, this is your new home. And they're like, okay. And all the cats I've ever had that I've moved with or that I've traveled with have never freaked out about their environment. And they probably know I wouldn't have too terribly much sympathy for it, so maybe they're just like putting on a brave front, but they always seemed pretty fine and, you know, other than being brats most of the time. But I think that's just a cat thing, right? It's probably not me. Me, obviously. Will you have another Kill Team Bat Rep? I really liked your format videos. Tanya, maybe. So Kill Team is definitely a lot of fun. It's just not as popular as proper 40K, and for the amount of time that goes into making those battle reports, I'd really like to make sure they're getting a lot of views for doing that. So like the next thing I have coming up is Space Hulk. It's all recorded. I just need to record the voiceover. Like the gameplay is recorded. Just need to record the voiceover and get it edited. So that, like, they're beautiful, like, compartmentalized games. Ugh, freaking love recording that game. And so Kill Team is similar in small scale, but I just don't know if it's as popular as proper 40K. So the answer is maybe, but it's got to be, you know, a relatively simple process to get recorded. And people I know who are playing with me right now are playing 40K and not Kill Team, so I'd have to teach Kill Team, which is always a little bit awkward, because then you're like, oh, well, here's sort of a beginner game, and it's not really hard to find a beginner game on the internet over Kill Team. And then that's basically what I did with Adam at Valhalla 2. So with all of that rambling, the answer is maybe, but it will require an opponent that is over and knows how to play Kill Team. Nice cupcakes. Not my credit, that's Samuel here in the chat. Such a good job. Tonight my project is a set of Kador Widowmakers. Diego, that's amazing. Almost close to 25-point Kador list. I'm really excited to properly play a game. Are you setting up a game soon, or are you going to have to do it digitally? Like, when are you going to be able to play? That's exciting. Good evening, Miranda, in your Guardian 47. He's missing, actually. I hope he's okay. I think he's asleep. He might feel really bad, though, if he watches this later and realizes he didn't show up, so, you know, it's okay. He can have a night off sometimes. So just so you know, Paul, if you're watching this later, do not feel bad. I'll be mad at you. But yeah, he probably just needs some rest. He's been having weird sleep, you know? I really want that game. Terminator. Oh my gosh, my chat is acting. So my mouse wheel, I have a gaming mouse and it's garbage because the middle mouse wheel constantly doesn't want to listen to me. It's really frustrating. Mansar, how are you doing? It's been a while, I know. Hope you're doing all right. Good to see you in the chat. Thanks for popping in. Let's see. I never had a problem before. Our current pets are reptiles, so they really don't give a damn. Nope. I grew up with my brother, and we had iguanas, which are horrible pets. Box turtles, which are delightful pets. That's mostly it. I had horned lizards for a while, but my brother made me let them go. And then I felt really sad about it. But they are the best. Let's see, he's going to crush my Nucrons with them after this video tonight. Time crunch in the hobby. Get more hobby on. Man, I really want to come to Valhalla someday. Sounds like so much fun. It is. It is definitely like an amazing experience. It'll be interesting to see what it's like this year, but yeah, we'll talk about it at some point in the future. Space Hulk is the Miranda content I'm here for. Well, it is coming. Miranda's voiceover. In the grim dark, there is eternal war, and it's grim and spooky and dark. Well, did you guys ever see the Batman Lego movie? It's just like, no, maybe it was just the Lego movie. I can't remember. The one with Batman, but he talks about like darkness and no parents because he's in a band. That's how I think of 40K in a lot of ways when I hear the lore. It's all like just darkness and everything's so bad all the time, man. And while I delight in it, that is how I view it. Samuel, my cupcake guy has a handle on top of his banner with the proper flame effect. Both made from green stuff. Oh, you sculpted that? Alright, that's enough showing off in my chat, mister. Let's see, Diego, I also have 25-point list of menace, but they're still in their boxes. Gonna rope my roommate into playing with me until I can find a local place. That's awesome. So you've got all the access to the rules. Those are free. You can download the cards. Are you gonna be using War Room for it? 25-point lists are pretty fun. They're gonna be short games, so I'm so excited for you. It's really fun to, if you're both learning it, like, I think that's probably the most magical way to enjoy War Machine. Paul, we miss you. Oh, it's okay. Boy needs a rest sometimes. Paul, we had cupcakes, Space Marines, and you missed it. Oh, don't make him feel bad. Don't forget, guys, be a gentleman, all right? You guys be perfect German, but be polite to the ladies, huh? All right, you guys be perfect German, but be polite to the lady. Yes, iguanas are effing terrible and should not be kept as pets. No. No. Plus they carry salmonella. It's not, I mean, they don't care one way or the other, and it's just a very one-sided relationship in the pet dynamic. Whereas box turtles, so my brother's box turtle is a jerk. You know, just this tiny little thing. I think he might have been like 5 or 6 or something whenever we got him, and I was like maybe 10 or 9 years old. I was young. And yeah, and so he's still alive and kicking, and it's funny because you can take him for walks. You set him outside, and you know, anytime you have your hand near him, he wants to bite you and nip at you because he thinks that's really fun. But if you just set him down and you're like, okay, walk around, enjoy, he gets so clingy and he just follows you everywhere. He's like, no, don't leave me. I want to be with you. It's like, oh, I see how it is. So it's that. He's that kind of jerk. Let's see. Miranda's voiceover is not grim or dark, thank goodness. Should I not add more spooky effects and try to sound like I'm being all gothic and stuff? Probably not. Dave, I've looked at having a chimpanzee or monkey as a pet when I was in the UK, and it was a very bad idea. You had to get a license, pet fees, and if you go out, you had to keep them on a chain. Oh, and they're very strong. I've seen, like, I think it was Joe Rogan. You watch his podcast, right? And he's talked about, I want to say it was a chimpanzee, and he was shocked at the strength they had. So I feel like one would definitely break me. It would be terrible. Terrible, terrible. Plus, there have always been, like, the really weird stories of the pet owners that, like, give their animals drugs or, you know, have this strange environment that ends in some sort of violent episode to an innocent bystander, and, you know, just let them be in the wild. It's fine. Let's see here. Whoa. Let's see, they should make a new Warhammer movie with Jeff Bridges in it. Use the 3D tech from Tron, what, to like de-age him? Oh goodness. Well, I guess you wouldn't need to, because everybody in 40K is like, you know, see like this super old haggard man, he's like 25 years old, because it's in the grim dark. It's just terrible for your skin. Are you injured? Did you join Fight Club? No, it's not as impressive as all that. Took my contact out last night, and I've had this scratch, this itch in my left eye that bugged me all night. And then I kind of laid down a little bit after I got home from work before starting the stream. When I opened my eyes, I saw this zigzag pattern across my vision, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess I scratched something. So great. So I'm just being a baby. So far I've stalled like 40 minutes. Sorry. Biggest problem with iguanas is that they get huge and they're very, very tutorials. They really want to kill you anytime you come within 10 feet of them. Oh my goodness. See, we have 2 iguanas over our upbringing. One of them, she stayed relatively small, and she was a super neurotic iguana who, like, I think one day my brother just woke up and her tail had fallen off in her terrarium, because we'd built this large terrarium for her. And so it was sort of like, what, did you have a bad dream and your tail fell off? Like, what is wrong with you? But she was just always very thrashy, and so she'd hang out with you, but if you picked her up or anything, she just wanted to scratch you up, which was no good. And then later my brother ended up adopting an iguana because the guy who had it previously was moving, and he kind of couldn't take the iguana with him, Louis. And he was actually very chill. He was super sanguine and pretty cool. Like, probably one of the few iguanas that I could say would be okay, because he just didn't care about anything. But, you know, he eventually died, but I think he lived a pretty long life for an iguana. Mm-hmm. So, yes. All these weird pet stories. Thinking of getting Cricks next. Problem is, I like all the factions. You can just take them one at a time and, you know, keep collecting them. It's not hard to find a lot of those factions on the secondary market as well. I once had a pet skunk. He was a great pet. We slowly acclimated him to live in the wild. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Skunks in New Mexico get massive. Like, they get really, really big and really, really fluffy. And because I lived in a very rural environment growing up, and so sometimes you just walk out the side door and there'd be some skunks eating your cat food, and you're like, hey. And then they'd see you and you'd see them, and they didn't end up caring, it turns out. I was more freaked out. But I was just a skittery kid. Mac Attack. Oh, I just remembered. I got my SG mat from Killing Fields today. I highly recommend them. Your SG mat. I'm not sure what you're talking about. From Killing Fields? Is that a company? Help me out. Not to mention the ethics of keeping an advanced primate as a pet is vaguely akin to slavery. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you've determined that, right? And then you've got to worry about, like, consent. Yes, chips are not good things to have. Chips are amazing things to have. I know what you meant, but I had to poke. Let's see here. The grim dark future. There are no moisturizers. Oh no, Mary Kay is long gone in the 41st millennium, for sure. The chimpanzee who played Cheetah in the Tarzan movie seemed happy to have a domestic pet life. Well, and that comes down to just animals having their own personalities. I'm a really boring person who would keep fish as pets. Strangely, keeping the fish tank on at night is really calming. Yeah, I can see that. I have two monitors whenever I'm at my computer. And so sometimes when I'll be editing, I've actually put on just video footage, even if it's animated, of just like a fish tank or something. Just so, you know, you're staring at this for a while, you can kind of look at something and let your mind like settle a bit and then go back to working. So yeah, that seems great. I just don't like anything after maintenance anymore. Like I'm just letting my pets, you know, I love them. I'm down to one. And so whenever she's gone, I'm not replacing any pets. Grim dark is bad for your skin is my new favorite thing. Miranda, why the picking on Graham has own job? Who else will pick up the dead? That's fair. That's fair. A bug in the eye, yak. If it's something serious, yeah, if it's still bugging you tomorrow, I might call a doctor, even though I detest the notion of it. You got lucky with them. We got lucky with one of them, and yeah, I could see that being kind of gross. 28mm RPG eye stuff is awful. I had both corneas removed and replaced lenses with plastic ones. Now I can see. Almost time to get the readers, though. It's not 100% better, but it's a lot better than before. Yeah, I went with my mom to get sort of a pre-op thing for cataract surgery, and it's the same thing where they take out the old lens and then they replace it with this, you know, a synthetic lens so that you can't get cataracts anymore, and you can do that just to correct your vision as normally. So I guess there's LASIK, which, you know, is a cutting into your eye, into your lens, and then there's actual like replacement surgery. And I guess if you get that, you basically can never get cataracts again because it's a synthetic lens. So I ended up watching that procedure, but then her procedure got put on hold because stupid pandemic. But that's neither here nor there. So we'll get it. So yeah, it does seem like it helps a lot, especially since the technology for that keeps improving more and more and more. Pretty soon they're just going to be bionic eyes. Like let's get there. We had that happen a lot with cat food, but it was raccoons and possums where I live. Alexander, welcome. I knew an individual who kept boa constrictors as pets. One of them tried to choke him to death when it was placed around his neck. Oh, it was one of those relationships. Yeah, I always thought it would be really cool to have a snake, but I really grew out of the idea of having pets when I worked and, you know, would be gone all the time. And then it just seemed like they're bored and, you know, they can be fed or whatever, and lizards don't seem to care. Reptiles in general don't seem to care too much, but I don't know. It's just, it's too much work. And, you know, if you have that kind of relation, like, I don't think I could be friends with them anymore. If it was like, okay, I see how it is. I will let you be free. Except I live in New Mexico and you're not native to here at all, so that'll be terrible. Should have thought about this before. And I have to go flying to South America, and then you have to quarantine for 2 weeks and hope that the snake doesn't choke you. It just sounds very complicated. I have a bunch of crows outside. Call them my crow crew. They're neat as hell. So, do you know what you call a gathering of crows? Oh, wait, they're crows, not ravens. What do you call a gathering of crows? Murder. It's a murder of crows. Of course. That's the friggin' feat on Old Witch's card. See? Gaming does teach you real life things. Apologize for being late. No, you're fine, Torrent. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. It's been a tangent-y kind of night. I'm just having fun hanging out with you guys. I technically have Tempestuous Silence here to paint, but I've just been complaining about my eye hurting and talking about weird pets. So, you know, you're not missing anything, but I hope you have fun hanging out. Let's see, the last piece of my desk arrived. Shale, and demonstrated to me that my grip strength is toast. Now I can set up my painting station. Well, good. That'll be exciting. Do you have all the lights the way you wanted? And that'll be fun. The Quante in Cheek and Chong movie. He was really chilling. I've never seen that movie. Let's see, not sure if it was an armadillo or a raccoon, but something has been eating my pineapples right off the plant. You have pineapples? Oh, they're so yummy. Jason, folks, boas are definitely advanced reptiles and should not be handled by yourself. Always have someone around as backup. See, if you need a pet, if you have a pet that requires backup, that feels very concerning. I mean, it's because out here we have, we have a wolf sanctuary, and there's a lot of people who want to have half wolf dogs because they think that's really cool, and it is pretty cool, but, you know, wolves are not domesticated at all, and even a half wolf can be dangerous, say around your kids and stuff. So yeah, there's always that risk, and so you never want to have that as a pet by itself or by yourself. But again, that goes back to, like, why would you want to make your house a dangerous place? Oh yeah, for those of you who live in the fish tanks, my friend Chung, who used to run Wargamers Consortium, he totally got in on the whole fish tank thing. He makes videos about it now. It's actually really cool. Yes, you and your cats would like it, and you know that's made for cats. The fish tank videos. Oh, I don't know. It's fun. Miranda's going to have a bionic eye. She's on her way to becoming a sister of battle. Just make me an inquisitor now. I, for one, fully intend to acquire as many bionic replacement parts as possible when it becomes practical. Give me full Shadowrun cyber replacements. You know, that always sounds super well and good until you realize how poorly or lazily software is made. Even with the whole self-driving cars thing, it's like, you know, hackers are a thing. And even if it's not hackers, like, bit rot is a thing. I mean, you have your cell phone for more than 2 years and suddenly it gets confused and, you know, starts erroring out. It's like, do you want that to be a part of your body that does that? Like, that freaks me out. Like, it's total mistrust of that on my part. Yes, had the new lenses put in. If I didn't, I would have gone blind. Oh my gosh, well, I'm really glad you had them put in then. And there you go. No cataracts for you, ever. Chimps are ripped and have more muscle fiber than humans, but they have fewer motor neurons for muscle control, so chimps will never be brain surgeons. Well, not yet. give it a couple million years. Yeah, same thing, but she'll enjoy a good sight. It's one eye each week. Only one day of feeling like a stick in your eye. Make sure you get your mom drops right after surgery. Oh, I'll be just completely just doting on her the whole time. Like, I told her, I'm driving you, obviously. I'm gonna stay with you and, you know, give you whatever you need. I'm gonna rest. We're going to watch old movies together. And we still have to wait because she can't get in just yet. 10,000 army minis? Who said 10,000? I'm not at all tired tonight. Yay! Murder of Crows are the Corvus Cabal. Ah, yes. Skin on these gangers. Done! Now onto the metal trim. Good job, Jay. You know, if this is going to be our last night hanging out and painting, you can at least say you've been productive. Let's see. A friend moved into a new house and there was a large dog carrier on a table in the basement. He tried to move it and weighed a lot. He looked inside and there was a 12-foot python inside. Look at this. I get painting done. Wargamer Girl doesn't. It's the complete opposite of normal. I'm wondering if there's a universal design to this. Well, yes. Maybe you put a little speck in my contact. I'm going to tell Jen on you. Closest I would have is a wolf dog. To a wolf dog is a giant English Mastiff. I would name him Baskerville. He would poop mountains and I would ride him into battle. Oh, that's pretty amazing. And you know, you even see like weird relationships, right? Like when you look up, I think it's in Russia, you can see videos of people who have like pet bears. And while that seems like amazing and impressive, it's not really, again, a risk I'd be willing to take. I'm actually very risk averse. You wouldn't know that when you see me play games, because I'm like, let's do this. But in general, I am. Way to ruin my fun. I'm sorry. Let's see. It's 4 a.m. in Madrid, and I did 3 laps around the Retiro Park for 3.5 hours, but I'm as awake as a judge. Oh, nice. I mean, that's actually really, really impressive. 3 laps around for 3.5 hours. Dang. I mean, if nothing else, I'm sure you'll sleep well later, but that's really impressive. Yes, the Fillmore games. Do you want to play a game? Oh, yes, war games. Being Borg is out then. Yeah, I'm pretty against the whole Borg idea. In fact, it even freaked me out when you watch The Next Generation. It was just the first season of it when, gosh, I think it's the first episode of it, because it's Q talking to Picard, and he's like, oh, well, should humanity even deserve to live? I'm just thinking about passively, like, because they went into this part of space where they shouldn't have, and Q shows up, and he's questioning, like, the moral relevance of humanity, and Picard's talking to him about it, and there was this discussion about, like, criminality. I don't remember if it was that specific episode, but I remember Picard mentioning that the criminal element of the brain had been, like, removed from humanity a long time ago, which terrified me. Like, it actually was just one of the most shocking things I'd ever heard in Star Trek, because that means that you were fundamentally changing something about humanity. And so I don't know that I could live in the Next Generation world. Original series, I'm all about. Put me there. I wish my mouse wheel worked. Instead, it's awful. Let's see here. I think the most challenging animal to keep as pets are bees. The reward is great, but if you mess up, you become a pincushion very quickly. Did I ever tell you guys I had bees in my wall like a few years ago? It was horrible. They're very nice though. So I have a brick facade on my house, and somehow they had gotten behind that, and no one believed me, which was annoying. And so I had to call a bee specialist because they were in my walls. And it's right in the master bedroom. You could hear it in the walls, and you would just hear this buzzing noise at night. And I knew I had bees. So call a bee specialist. They have to cut into the wall from inside my room. And, you know, first when the guy comes out, it's kind of cool because he's got this heat sensor, this, thermometer. Or infrared, and so he's showing you like the hot spot in the wall because bees generate a massive massive heat from all the work they do. And, but, you know, I paid him handsomely to remove the bees from my room. And it was great because if you just take the queen out, and they only had like 3 of the little sheets of honeycomb. And so they had taken it out. It was still pretty clean because they'd only been there maybe a week, and they had built up a lot in just that time, and put them in a box, and then all the bees just followed to there. And when he was doing that, he sort of came out and was like, hey, want to see them? I'm like, okay. So I went in there, no suit or anything on. And he's like, yeah, you know, these are actually like the most polite bees I've ever had to deal with. Like, they're just flying around. They're not interested in stinging anybody. Nobody had suits on. They're just like, I don't know, put them in here. And they were being given to a bee farm so that they would take care of them and harvest honey for them and all of that from them. But he had made the comment that like, you know, the bees on this side of town are really polite, but the ones on the west side are jerks or whatever, because, you know, we've always got this rivalry here in Albuquerque. But yeah, apparently I had extremely polite bees, and they didn't make that much of a mess, because the other thing is if the bees get inside your wall, you've got to make sure to get all of the honey out there, because otherwise it'll attract other bugs like gross cockroaches. But yeah, it was actually very neat. We got it all out of there and closed it back up and sealed the area. But yeah, bees, they get in your wall. So if you ever see bees hanging out in a bush and that's just super weird, know it's because they are looking for a home. And if you have any sort of exterior holes in your house, there's a very good chance they might find a home inside of your walls. Ta-da! PSA for the night. You're welcome. Oh my gosh, I missed so many. Let's see, I just checked on Jen to see if we could keep looking. Remember, I don't have social media. And she's on the phone. Sad. It's all fun and games until an EMP decides to make your cybernetic replacement dead weight. Good luck at that point. Oh, I know. I mean, exactly. And those solar flares, man, they're coming. We know. I've read it on the internet somewhere. I haven't read it on the internet. I've been told by someone who read it on the internet. My dad's a conspiracy theorist, so I hear all this weird stuff. Anyway. I keep losing this chat. Oh, my mouse wheel is terrible. It's the worst. Plus, I'm way behind on chat. I got a baby turtle, Sean. I've got a baby turtle when I was younger named Rudy. He's still going strong. My nephew has him now. I'm officially old AF. Smiley face with tongue sticking out. Yes. Turtles are heirloom pets. Let's see. I think Charles Darwin's tortoise is still alive or died only recently. Yeah, it was a kind of recent story. I want to say it did recently pass. So, I'm going to have to skip ahead a little bit in the chat. I'm not even sure what age he'll live to. I was 10. I'm 31 now. He may outlive me. Yeah? I mean, they'll live 80 plus years. Let's not forget that the Star Trek Federation is a military dictatorship. I think so. Let's see, just look at Miranda's Facebook. Yeah, you can see Adeptus Ridiculous's Glenn Hayashi posts lots and lots of really cool work that he does. Yes, we should have the option to pursue a criminal career. I'm just saying it's a part of it's part of free will. And so if you take that option away, I do think you remove a bit of humanity. I'm not saying like career options like a good idea, even though dang near every single person I know who plays an RPG is all into it. But I guess that's just like exploring what you can't normally do. But I don't know. Like, I don't like the idea of having your agency taken away. That fundamentally, like, that's the true horror to me. That's all of the dystopian novels and like all of that just feeding into my brain at that point. It's like, nope. I have carpenter ants in my wall and they're now eating away through the sheetrock. So annoying. Annoying? Isn't that like structurally damaging? Oh my gosh. My uncle keeps bees. He got into it after I taught him how to make mead. Oh, that's fun. So you get honey anytime you want. And local honey is better. I guess it's supposed to help you like handle allergies and such. Let's see here. You must be live. Wow, Adeptus Ridiculous. That was ridiculous. Thank you. Nobody believed you? Wow. Thank you, Lorebinder. But it is a pun and I can't help but love it. Is that a girl thing? I don't get it. Jen will have to help me out there because all my girlfriends, whenever we hear a pun, we're like, yes, that's the greatest. And then all my guy friends are like rolling their eyes so hard. So I don't know. It just makes me smile so much. My landlord growing up decided to raise bees behind my house, and then he got killer bees. They attacked me. Best part, watching keepers come through with flamethrowers. Well, yeah, I don't think they're manageable. They'll chase you for like a mile. They're human-made bees, so, you know, gotta be careful when we get involved making stuff. Seems like Miranda's espousing a life of crime there with that Star Trek rant. No, it was just super weird. It made me super uncomfortable. Because you could do that for any element of humanity, right? Be like, oh no, we fixed that part of you. Oh yeah, we fixed the part of you that makes you like this type of food or this type of person. Like, yeah, it could get weird super fast, so no thank you. I have respect for bees, but why the hell did God create wasps and hornets? Kill them all with fire. To help you appreciate the beauty of life, Jason. Gotcha. I was worried you're all about to purge. Made me worried for a minute. I hate bees. I'm crazy nonsense allergic to them. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're allergic to them, it's probably best to not be anywhere near them. I don't think I've ever been stung, despite having been around them many times. Let's see, I had one of my atheist friends claim that the existence of wasps and hornets were disproof of the existence of a benevolent creator God. It's a very passionate response. Wow, you had an exciting life. I had one. It was an interesting story, and I remember it vividly because it cost me a lot of money. It was like $300 to remove bees from your wall. So, you know, best to buy that great stuff, you know, filler early. And just make sure your house is sealed because it's a pain in the butt. Everything you read on the internet is true. Thank you, Jay. See, he knows. He knows. Thanks, Miranda. I gotta go. Long drive ahead of me. Take care, Mensar. I appreciate you popping by. It's really good to see you again. Okay, Miranda, I hate to break it to you. Solar flares are not conspiracy theory. Okay, so not the existence of them, but when they're going to happen is. I'm not allergic to bees, but those killer bees feel like they're a little knife being stabbed into my neck. It was not cool. Oh my gosh, you actually got stuck with... Oh, that's terrifying. Work is blowing up. Oh man. Well, hope it's all good stuff. Let's see here. Oh my god, Miranda is alive. I am alive. My eyeball is not super thrilled with me, but I am alive. Bye, Rory. Thanks for popping by. Good to see you. Sorry I can't stay in chat. Try to listen, but dispatching calls. Yeah, no, do the thing. By all means, girl. It's good to see you, though. Let's see. It's not as if every bad action results in negative outcomes. Probably not. Original series had Harry Mudd, so criminals are cool. Harry Mudd was ridiculous creature. You had to deal with him twice because he ended up getting on that weird planet with the androids who were like, oh, we want to travel space. We'll just enslave you Federation folks here and steal your ship because we're advanced. Like, huh. Okay. I love the stories in that show. Make me so happy. Are you going to be partnering crimes like Harley Quinn? I have the graphic novel, by the way. Harley Quinn, I don't know. Like, a lot of the DC criminals, I really only cared about Catwoman. She was the comic I read. I just thought she was really cool. And, you know, as a kid, I liked cats because I somehow thought they were less jerky than it turns out they are. But, like, Catwoman is great. But, like, Harley Quinn, you know, never stuck out in my mind very much. Of course, I mean, she was also invented by the animated series. So I was sort of out of comics by that point in my life anyway. So I wonder how she is in the comics. She's great in the cartoon, though. Once had some ants try to move onto my subwoofer under my computer desk. I followed a trail of them buggers coming in and out and found a pile of eggs under there about 6 inches across and 3 or 4 wide. Well, that's horrifying. I'm just thinking of Aliens, but I'm sure it was a smaller scale than that. Did you burn it with fire? What did you do? I once had some okay, so Yay, you made it to the stream. Welcome, Evan. Got a good 30 minutes here, and you know, I still need to slap some paint on this model, technically. Did I watch that you finished the skin? I don't believe you. Nietzsche has much to say about criminal behaviors and self-actualization. So does Dostoevsky. Good night to all, and all the good night. Just don't forget the like button. It's just right. It's just right. I will someday read your stuff, right, Kahneman? But thank you for popping by. I hope you're doing all right as well. Good to see you. Let's see, solar flares and the Illuminati don't really mix together. We don't know that. Let's see, if ants are in the house, do you kill one at a time? Do you kill one at a time? You must find the queen and get rid of the rest. Well, you can also put like borax out, or I guess poisons, which I always feel a little funny about. Does getting stung by a scorpion count? Yeah, that sounds horrible. So I would say it counts. We do have them out here. Because obviously wanting to branch out into the criminal underworld. Yes, that's clearly what I'm going for. The girl who's never gotten a speeding ticket. Well, let me see. I don't know. Maybe since I never really, I guess I've gotten a speeding ticket, but I've never had to pay a speeding ticket. And even then, that only happened once. So, anywho. Chris Bello in the house. Dude, I love the challenge you put Samuel up to. I still got it up here. This was apparently your challenge. Get this up here. Sorry, I made a just beautiful work on stream. So this was Samuel accepting your challenge to make a cupcake marine, and I think it's pretty fantastic. So I love the challenges that you're putting out there. That's great. Are we painting here or feeding Miranda's anxiety? Now we're just talking about terrifying things, and I don't know why I find it oddly fascinating to do. Okay? It's fine. Oh, we solved that years ago. We removed the part of the brain that craves autonomy and personal freedom. There you go. See, exactly. That's what I hear. And it's just, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Sounds like Miranda may have a side gig as a criminal mastermind. I feel like I'd have a bigger channel if that were the case. Going to crash. Rotator cuff surgery is a drag. Oh, Harry. That's on the post side of it, right? So just get some rest. Enjoy. Appreciate you being here. My goodness. Nope, had to do Harry Mudd 3 times. You forget the cartons. Oh, jeez. Cartons? Oh, Harry Mudd, bless his heart. He's such a jerk. Thank you for knowing that Harley was invented by the animated series. You are wise, Miranda. Yeah, I get around to seeing some bits of pop culture sometimes. Favorite Catwoman cover is in her wedding dress. I'll have to dig that up. Oh, I don't know that one. Sam, I sucked them all up in a vacuum, tied them in a plastic grocery bag, and threw them in the trash, taped up the wall, shot the trail with vinegar. Landlord spread diatomaceous earth. Am I trying to say that? Diatomaceous? Yeah, whatever it is. But yeah, the weird hippie earth. Heading out to move stuff. Have a good night, everybody. Alright, take care, Shale. Have fun. Best Joker, Mark Hamill. Oh, easily. He does such a good job, and he loves it so much. Chris. That's right, he likes it, Sam. So, again, positive reinforcement. I need to move this over. So, now that I've actually finally caught up in chat, she's growing criminal. Hint, hint. Hence Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn's an interesting criminal, but it's, you know, I could only go so far with all the crazy. I really like Catwoman because she's just very, you know, she's very premeditated about it. And so, you know, it's what she wants to do. It's not like she can't help it. She knows what's up. And then Selena Kyle, kind of cool alter ego. Great. Restrictions of the use of the mind is the path to insanity. I can see that. All right. These things, these models that have been staring at me for the last little while. So we know that, okay, so they've got like blue with sort of this gold trim going on, and all of the basic armor bits are blue. So let's paint some basic armor bits, I guess. Yeah, that totally works. So I'm gonna have to take this paint that doesn't really shake well because it was a dry paint, and oops, and Jeremy, who's not in the chat tonight to make fun of me, makes fun of me. I don't know why I was shaking it anyway. I keep hoping that maybe it'll make some difference, but it's very gelatinous. So I'm going to find my brush. Oh, there we go. That's the brush. My little bomb wicks from Monument. You did such a good job. And I'm going to scoop out some of this paint onto my palette that I have not cleaned off, but it's fine. Because, you know, I'm super pro like that. And then I'm gonna mix some water into it because, yeah, this is no bueno. In fact, I don't want to end up caking it on my brush and making that terrible, so I'm going to use a rubber brush to do that. Haha. Catwoman is methodical. Yeah, she's awesome. Gonna have to call it a night, MagTech. All right, well, thank you again for being here. Super fun hanging out, and it's been a very lively chat, so I've been having a great time and haven't had to think about my stinging idol. She, Catwoman, is a character with much more depth. I agree. Catwoman is true neutral evil. She's actually good, just self-interested. Then why would she be neutral evil? The Scions love their mom. Just chatted to a physiotherapist doing a story about reducing injury after lockdown. Should be interesting. I think that will be a useful thing to have out there. Let's see, is there a reason you don't broadcast on Twitch? So my thought on it is that I have a Twitch account, but I primarily use it for video games, and then I don't get around to playing video games very much. So that's why, like, I feel weird streaming to Twitch for that reason. Like, I feel like I'm somehow keeping it separate, I guess, by saying, well, no, I'll game here, but then, like, all my miniature game hobbies, well, that's over on YouTube. So that's sort of the logic of it. I don't know if it makes a lot of sense. The Twitch community is actually really nice, in my experience. I've had very positive interactions there, so it might change, but I was just trying to compartmentalize things. Problem is I don't end up getting enough time to do everything, and so that channel is pretty neglected at this point just because I'm not really playing a lot of games. The last ones I played were Dreadlands by Fat Shark Games, who's coming out with Dark Tide, which, oh my gosh, what an amazing freaking game trailer that was. Dang it. It's an FPS, which I'm terrible at, but, you know, that didn't stop me from playing Vermintide and loving it. So I'm going to be all in on Dark Tide, let's be real. So my hope is that I'll stream there. But I don't know, would it be interesting to stream on Twitch? Like, is that useful? Do people actually want to watch me yapping away and then not painting enough? Would that be an issue to people? I just don't know. Stare at those minis. Stare intently. Don't mind if I do. Let's see. Now I feel like I need to paint a mom tattoo on all my guard. I think one of my Catachan have mom written on there. That's usually my strategy. Stare at my models and hope I can will them into finished. It rarely works. I need gnomes. Oh yeah, it's sort of like the shoemaker story. I missed how, but how did you hurt yourself? Whoa, Chris, why would you assume, as my friend, that I will have hurt myself? I was taking out a contact, and there was apparently something in it. So yes, you're technically right, but I don't like the assumption. I prefer Ivy. Catwoman is more chaotic neutral. Yeah, Poison Ivy is pretty cool. I feel like the movies made her ridiculous, and so I don't really remember her very much. She shot a laser out of one eye. That is a much better story. Catwoman being neutral evil, self-interested and selfish, is evil by measure, but not evil on purpose, hence neutral evil. But I mean, I thought neutral was like the sociopath, you only care about yourself thing. Whereas evil, I mean, say you have, you know, two ways of getting what you want, and one way hurts someone and one way doesn't, like, evil would probably pursue the way that hurts somebody, is the way I would think of it. Whereas neutral wouldn't go out of their way to not hurt somebody, but wouldn't go out of their way to hurt someone either. I don't know that I agree with that assessment, but maybe. Got the UA mod for Dawn of War. Nice. I mean, how is that different from what you're doing now? I feel like Twitch is slowly becoming a PG-13 strip club. Huh. I don't know. I guess I haven't been on there. Like, literally last time I have this weird habit of watching, you know, games that I have enjoyed but don't necessarily enjoy spending my time playing. And so an example of that is like The Sims, because it's a fun game to watch, but I really don't want to mess around with telling those dumb little things what to do all the time. So I just want to watch someone else do it, and then I just vicariously enjoy it. But I haven't seen much of the aspects you are describing. However, I have heard of it. That would not be what I did. Hey, I paint like glaciers move. Wow, Thomas, you've still put out some pretty amazing work. Chris Bello, LOL, occupational hazard by the sound of it. Yeah, it was. It's driving me nuts because I can feel there's just something in there bouncing around and I can't get to it. And I showered and washed my eye, like tried to get everything out. And obviously that didn't work, so wherever it is, it's really stubborn. Driving me nuts. Let's see, true neutral is like Anakin keeping the balance. That means they'll kill Jedis or good guys if they become too powerful. Chaotic neutral is uncaring, just do things and watch the result. Lawful neutral is begrudgingly following social mores because they're easier. Okay. I think I've played D&D for too long now. I think a good example of neutral evil in the DC universe is Slade? Can we just all agree that the D&D alignments are stupid, archaic pile of BS that just needs to go away because they don't represent actual persons for beings? Wow, tell me how you really feel, Jeff. Now, I am inclined to agree with you just because, well, to an extent, because the alignments are, you know, open to interpretation. Hence, Jay's, like, you know, having a very laid out idea of it, but I don't know that everybody would agree with you, Jay, on like what those definitions specifically mean. But I mean, if you're running as GM, that is what it would mean in that world, but then other people may run it different. So I don't know. I think it's just supposed to be a guideline, you know? I know people super mess up the idea of how paladins are supposed to operate by trying to like bully them into following like normal local laws to do bad things and not really thinking about like a paladin code. And so I think there's a lot of flaws in the interpretation of that as well. Adeptus, you have an awesome Batmobile on my channel, Adeptus Ridiculous, under Glenn Hayashi. If you look him up on my Facebook, he's posted a bunch of cool images, and one of them is like the old Batmobile. It's really sweet. And see, I might even add some evil characters have standards. I might even add some evil characters have standards that wouldn't hesitate to shoot the hero, but they would be appalled at needless killing. So maybe Spawn? Spawn would probably fall under that. Like, he theoretically should just be, what, neutral evil? I guess? You know, and you work for the devil. But then he has free will still, and he doesn't want to do that stuff, but then he can be very brutalistic in how he approaches solving crime. So maybe something more like that. He was a pretty interesting character. Only him. I hated the others. Twitch is easier to monetize than YouTube. They're all hard to monetize though. Of course, realized persons change alignment by the hour and the day. Bad hair days can make the best people crotchety. Well, but those are all from non-serious decisions. Well, Miranda, looks like you gotta pluck that eye out and call it defective and get a new replacement. I don't think it's under warranty, Adeptus, but, I'll ask. I mean, if they weren't such core parts of the game, I'd just take them out of my game entirely, but they're so inextricably tied to a game that you can't get them out. Yeah, stop rubbing your eye. Leave me alone. Don't tell me how to not hurt myself. Oh, another thing I'm doing is preparing a campaign for Iron Kingdoms RPG. Playing that with friends online. Party is Trollkin, Trencher, Satixis, ex-pirate, and a NIS mercenary. What? How is Satixis supposed to be able to hang out with these folks? Like, I get the NIS, they can be pretty neutral, but Satixis are brutal and crazy. Oh, it seems so difficult. But I'm really excited to see what you do. Are you doing the current 2d6 system, or are you aware and getting in on the eventual Kickstarter that will come out for the redo of the Iron Kingdoms RPG to be compatible with the D&D 5th edition rule set that I don't know the rules to yet, because that's coming. The best solution I've seen for the Alliance is to simply ignore changing it to adversary and ally. Huh, interesting. Patrick, welcome to the last 10 minutes of the chat. Good to see you. I am very technically painting a little bit of a Tempestus Scion tonight. Look, he's getting this blue. I'm painting with that color that Jeremy makes fun of me for buying the dry version of. But you know what? I added water and it's fine. It's just fine. Ta-da! Beautiful blue kneecap. Okay, there we go. Yeah. See, it's getting on there. Some nice Tempestus colors. They're gonna be my straight men for the, to bounce off the Catachans who are sort of these wild rough riders, Who knows what evil lurks in the heart of men? The shadow knows. Wow, that's an oldie but goodie. True story. I missed the shadow, and heroes were normal? I don't know. Do you think it was just a reflection of the time, maybe? Or Gamer Girl is having a bad eyeball day. I am. It's making me crotchety. But it hasn't changed my alignment. Probably not. She's definitely more chaotic on tonight's stream than lawful. Yeah, I would say I'm chaotic in a lot of ways. Even though I'm also pretty lawful. Like, chaotic lawful. I don't know. I'm weird. I hate breaking rules. It drives me nuts. But I also really hate injustice, and some things just really bother me. So whatever that is. I'm doing the 2d6 system. Yeah, I know the new one, but I don't know 5th edition. Doesn't hit me all that well. Satixis player is basically wanted dead by her crew, so she's laying low. That's our excuse anyway. It's gonna be hard to hide those horns and hooves. But maybe you can get away with it. Oh, that's kind of awesome, because she's always going to have to stay in hiding. We were getting the keys to our new house. Maybe we'll be able to stream together soon. Patrick, that's so awesome. Congratulations to you and Kitty on your new house. That's so amazing. Like, you have that with your family, and you can have a yard and pets running around destroying everything you own. It's going to be delightful. But yeah, we should get on, and we need to see if we're Steam friends or whatever you do on the internet friends, so that we can hang out and maybe do like Tabletop Simulator or something. Still like the 2d6 system for the Iron Kingdoms. I totally agree, but I technically got paint on this model and my eye is still bugging. So yes, I love the Iron Kingdoms 2d6 system. It adds a lot of reliability. The boost system is really nice. But because it is a different rule set, I think that has kept it well out of being very familiar to people. And even originally, when you look at the Witchfire trilogy that Privateer came out with in 2000, which is where they started, it was a supplement for the Open Gaming license. And And then that moved on into its own system from what, 2012? Was it earlier than that? But it was right around there when their IKRPG book came out, the new version with the 2d6 system. And I really do enjoy the rule set. Like, that is nice. It's just because it is a system that people would have to go out of their way to learn, I can see why you would kind of throw it into a more well-known system, just so people are more likely to give it a try as a aesthetic and as a world, which is the strongest part of the Iron Kingdoms anyway. I mean, the world of the Iron Kingdoms is genuinely interesting and vast and still needs to be explored. So honestly, if going to 5e gets a lot more eyeballs playing and looking at that, then that's totally worth it. Making my eye itchy. I know it's been a struggle bus over here a little bit. It's distracting, but you guys have been doing a great job of keeping my attention. Let's see here. I would paint, but all the paints I'm using for the models are downstairs and I can't be bothered to go down there and get them. That is pretty far away. The weed of crime bears bitter fruit, the shadow knows. Does that alignment include pink eye? It's not pink eye. It's not gooey. I know what that feels like, even though I was like a kid the last time I had it. No, it's just awkward. Let's see here. Totally stop painting now, someone judge. Sam Hinchy, what's being painted? Well, you'll have to ask the chat that. They've been way more efficient than me, but I do technically have a Tempestus Scion on my fancy little GW mini base, and he's looking super cool there. Hot shot weapon, and got some paint. He has one painted kneecap. He's really making a lot of progress. But, I scratched my eye last night, and so it's been very distracting, and it's actually hard to focus on stuff up close because there is something in my vision blocking it. So, just kind of waiting it out. I was working on these guys, but I ran out of bases to glue my tiny soldiers onto. Need some more. 3D printing is actually pretty useful for that, I would imagine. See, told you she's chaotic, lawful, evil, aka Harley Quinn. Okay. I don't think I have the weird Stockholm syndrome that Harley Quinn has, however. I wonder if I would like Iron Kingdoms more than Eberron. Well, I don't know, but nothing stops you from giving it a shot. Let's see, I love the IK world. I kind of quit playing Warmahordes because most of the community, when I moved to Portland, were daybags. That and PP had kind of gone off the rails with model design. So I still really enjoy their models because I still get the mini crates, and some of them are really amazing. Some of them, or whatever they are, because they do pump out a ton of models, and that I don't even know how they keep up with that. But they've really bammed it up in model design. Like, you don't see the gapping that you used to with like some of their old resins or weird fitting together pieces. Like, those are really pretty. And if you are interested in doing the IK RPG, the mini crate is actually kind of a good investment for that because you just get all sorts of miscellaneous characters that would be very useful for that. Like Kara the Sloan Ranger is just a gun mage, cowgirl looking person who totally fits in the Iron Kingdoms world. It's brilliant. So I drove through your town last night. Waved when I left my hotel this morning. Did you really? I love that. Little Albuquerque. I'm good. I hope you were safe because it's not the safest city right now. It was the same problem I had. Our community was very unfun. I sold off my massive Signar force. Oh, I can't tell you how many times I've heard that story. I'm pushing for her to jump over that fence she's sitting on. How do we get your eye checked out? It's probably nothing, but it wouldn't take a chance. Yeah, I'll call my eye lady tomorrow. It's just then you have to like go through a whole rigmarole to see somebody. And they can't even make that a digital appointment. Fine. How did you scratch your eye? I didn't do that. No, I don't know. It was just itchy last night and it felt like something had gotten into it, and I pulled out my contact and it still felt like there was something in it, and I went to sleep and it still felt like there was something in it all day today. And then when I was closing my eyes earlier and I woke up, I saw like, you know, an image etched basically in my vision, which might be better, but there's a lot of light right now so I can't tell. So yeah, I don't know, I scratched it because stuff got in it. You're painting as fast as I do, and I don't have a chat talking to me. Whatever, Chris, you are way faster. Sold my cricks and kept Kador. Oh, sold my cricks and Kador, kept my big Signar. I had just found a decent community when the pandemic hit. Well, but hopefully they'll still be there after, maybe? Corneal abrasions are terrible. Yes, they're quite unfun. Very annoying. I always play my paladin lawful stupid. Hey, come on, guys. She's actually painting layman medium guys. You should start wearing an eye patch. It'll help you with your new criminal career. Wow, you're really on this. What would I even be a criminal at? Like, I don't like anything that's gross. I hate inconveniencing people. I don't know. I would be a really bad criminal. She has to have a Sean Connery accent. No fail. Wow. Sloane is one of my favorite Warcasters. Or she was when I still played. Yeah, she's pretty fun. And they made her more powerful in 3rd Mark III new Worm Hordes, whatever it's called now. But yeah, it's pretty cool. What kind of crate? I gotta mark that down. Mini crate. M-I-N-I crate. It's like 16 or 17 bucks a month. It's I mean, it's a little pricey. It's not like a Reaper miniature, right? But then they send you a new miniature every month, and it's sort of a mystery box. But, oh, somebody subscribed. Thank you, Sam. But you can usually see a preview of what it is that's coming, and then you can be in on that one. And so you can cancel, or, I don't know, they have a few different levels of it, but I just paid that one subscription, and then this cute little box comes in the mail every month with some new random mini. And I don't have any of them up here to show you. But it's pretty fun. So if you just go to Mini Crate, I think that's the website too, but Privateer Press probably has a link to it, and you can see all the stuff from there. When they got rid of the page 5 rules, it was a start, but the seed of jerkiness had already been planted and nurtured. Do you think it was that? I keep trying to figure out what it was. And I've gone back and forth on a lot of things. I was thinking the same thing. Would be a cool new look for her. You know, eye patches are great, but I really do like having depth perception. Ooh, I do have them. Never mind. Inexplicably, mini crates have arrived at my desk. These are mini crates. Ta-da! Here's my shameless plug for free, Privateer. You're welcome. But, so yeah, I'm going to just destroy everything on this desk, getting this information to you. So yeah, they just arrive in the mail every month or whatever. And you open it up and it's like, hey, what's this? Ta-da, mini crate. And this chick is the Shield Sister Order of the Wall. You can see I'm obviously super on top of painting all of these chicas. But, oh yeah, this one's super cool actually. I forgot about her. And you could totally, so here you go. Here's like the concept art. Ta-da! Wow, I'm going over time now, but I'll stop here in just a few minutes. So there's her concept art, which, yeah, she looks amazing. Very Viking shield maiden. And they're all metal because these are one-time casts. They actually destroy the mold when they're done, which is a little bit sad, but so there you go. You can kind of see it's a little bit of a chonkery mini because it's a lot of fur. She's got this huge fur cloak and stuff. But yeah, it's really cool. And so she's got a Menite shield on there, but it's not like you can't use her for other purposes. Very, very fun. What else did I get here? Ta-da. Fun mini crates. I like that already. I know that was a really good one I drew this time around. Then you got this chica. So here's Kara the Sloane Ranger. So again, another metal fig, which I haven't put together yet, but here's her concept art. So, like, their female characters are so fun. They've got a lot of great elements to them. And then they've got some cute ones too. I wonder if one of them is here. I've amassed quite a number of these at this point. Okay, so then here's these guys. So this one's a little bit unusual too. It's the Gremlin Spring Break Party. Whoa, sorry, that's just horrible. So you can see that they're Grimkin gremlins, and they're having a party, playing with a little Cortex. They've got a keg. It's just, being wild and crazy guys. So, and it's random, but again, I think you do get to see what it is before they send it to you, so you can kind of decide if you want to stick to it. They've been doing it for, I don't know, a year or two, something like that. So, yeah. I think the page 5 rules in the adversarial approach to GW games is what fostered the toxic community. Our rules are better, and you have to have the huevos to play the game. It's a very bad way to start. So I semi-disagree, but here's why. I think, and maybe page 5 just could have been written better, because I don't know, it is what it is. I didn't care about it one way or another. But, like, when you read GW rule sets, like, GW is not known for their very tight rules. In 8th edition, there's a rule in there that says, well, if you're not really sure what to do, roll, and whoever rolls highest gets to decide. And so when something like that happens, you're like, I don't know, that doesn't feel like you're playing, like, the most clean game. And so I think you do avoid a lot of jerkiness when you have, like, really hyper-precise rules, which I will still say War Machine core rules are probably the best written of any miniature game. They make sense, they're very consistent, and there's always an answer to any situation, which is not an easy thing to do in a game. Now, as far as, like, the attitude, I think there's certain fundamental flaws to how you play the game that have fostered that, where you have a lot of gotchas, and my view is that it seems more that as the reason for that attitude developing. Because I've met a lot of people who have purchased War Machine models, purchased starter box, start playing, and the idea is you lose your first 20 games, which I did. I lost my first 20 games or something playing. Well, not my very first one, because the teacher was like, no, this is how you win, and I'm not going to be a jerk about it. Before you have any sense of how to play it. And there's there's all these gotcha mechanics that just do not feel fun. And I think if you really, really enjoy that, maybe it fosters, like, that kind of weird behavior. I'm not really sure, but it's something that always bothered me. Like, I think War Machine as a game would become a lot more fun for everybody if they got rid of the caster kill mechanic. Hands down. That's my statement on it at this point. When is it already quitting time? I know, I'm actually over. Very nice, and metal doesn't bother me. I'm still rocking old school sisters and heavy exorcists, the wheelie exorcists. See, that's actually one of the great uses of a 3D printer. Just replace that aspect and put on the pipe organs, because I do want the pipe organs. I want that super gaudy metal AF crazy look, but I also need it to not be like the weight of a doorknob. Do you miss my metal figs? I do kind of miss going to Lock and Load. I went for like 3 years running and always had a blast. It seems really fun. I was really hoping I could get to go this year, but by God, I am saving up for next year, I'll tell you that. Need to get some sleep. Bye, Jason. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, well, that's the cool thing about it, Jen. The Iron Kingdoms is steampunk fantasy, but it's like steampunk not done in a weird, goofy way, where everybody just has like cogs taped to their hats and everybody acts like weirdly goofy and Victorian. Like, it's actually a very pragmatic, gritty, not full diesel punk, but it is an interesting steampunk. I feel like it's the only time steampunk's been done right. So, Merry Christmas in July. Well, thank you. Like watching an episode of Hoarders. Shut up, Chris. So one last request. Get those Space Hulk videos out. Please, please, please. Well, one is in the works, so I can promise you that much. It is coming. Alright, I'm going to finish this chat, and then I gotta Skedaddle. The rule has been in 40k since at least 3rd edition. GW games are inherently unbalanced. As long as you accept that and treat them as a beer and pretzels game, it's fine. Yes, I totally agree, but it's not like GW doesn't have their fair share of jerk players. Next time someone asks you how you scratched your eye, tell them a more exciting story. Something with a mercenaries hijacking a plane and a grizzly bear. Just saying. Yeah, I could probably do better. Be like, you should see the other guy. That's an appropriate statement to that question, right? Let's see. I meant other than befuddling salt pillars. When the game went from narrative to competitive, meanwhile, privateer games started as competitive, so leg up for that style. Thanks for the plug, boss lady. Well, thanks for sending me stuff. I agree. GW games are casual by nature. I don't understand people who look at it like a competitive game. I mean, and it's fun to go to the tournaments. Like, my friend Erin and I were in the GW tournament, doubles tournament last year, and we had a blast. But we also didn't really care about winning or losing. And I think they also sort of set the stage when they're saying that if you have Battleforged army that's fully painted, then you automatically get 10 victory points. I mean, they're obviously pushing to have a certain aesthetic in the game too, which I appreciate. GW rules are terrible, but the models are top notch. They are lovely models. That push fit. Still play 40k and I'm stoked for 9th edition, but I play several other games. I'm looking to get into 9th Age too. So many games. My first game of 9th edition is tonight, and I'm not looking forward to it. I love the simplicity of 8th, and I don't do tourneys anymore. You think it's going to be a lot more complicated? I kind of looked over the phases, but maybe it won't be so bad. I don't know. We'll have to reconnect next week. I'll have read the rulebook by then. It's key because I wanted to play a good steampunk game, but Jay hasn't really given me any thoughts on a good one. Jay. Just play the Iron Kingdoms RPG. You'll have a blast. There's so many good minis for it. Well, they didn't make a whole lot of minis for the IK RPG, which is why I suggest Mini Crate. But yeah, like, I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link tonight. This is something you can look at. Let's see. Alright, Victorian steampunk. Lord, it's so dorky. But it's not that. Valhalla, here I come. Cannot wait. Cabin knob on the way. Oh, sweet. I can't wait either. Desperate for relaxation. R&R at this point. Found way too many people in War Machine take the play like you gotta pair thing too far. Don't get me wrong, I love Iron Kingdoms and Warmahordes, and there are toxic people in all communities. Yeah, I'm sure if you looked hard enough, knitting communities have toxic jerks. Just is what it is, but it's mostly like how you handle it and how you know, who you cater to. Okay. I'm gonna end it here. I'm really enjoying the chat, but I think I'm gonna have to wash my eyeball out or something because it's becoming more distracting. So on that note, I super appreciate you guys hanging out. It's been a blast. I got a kneecap painted, which is more than I thought might get done tonight. It's actually about exactly what I thought might get done tonight. I had a great time chatting. Thank you guys for helping me relax. It's been a heck of a week, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe got some stuff done, got to relax. So Riot Quest RPG, maybe. Yeah, the Riot Quest models are actually a lot of fun. Check those out too. So have a good night, guys. We'll see you next week, and stay sane out there. Bye.